All right, man. Torture Talk. Like, share, subscribe to the page. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. So today's episode, we're gonna be talking about 50 Cent speaking on Drake and how the record labels work for both sides and Drake's basically tripping. So before I get into that, I got to get my legendary spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work on your subscription today. All the beautiful, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content. Absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, links is in the description. Cash App. No more PayPal. They call me the hidden gem. I went from 1,300 subscribers to over 13,000. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm growing as fast as possible. I'm trying to reach 1 million by Monday morning. I'm trying to reach 50,000 before the middle of next year. Hopefully, I'll get there. I should be able to. Yeah. Oh, and I'm the king of the north, obviously. Let me know what kingdom you from. So let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. All right, so look, man, we're going to get into that. Also, the Cash App giveaway was today. Congratulations to the winner. And I might do one next week. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how everything's looking, but congratulations.
Welcome back to Marcus at Work Media. So I want to bring up this clip with 50 Cent. Now we know 50 Cent have been historically Team Drake throughout the whole battle, but he's actually said some interesting things about the battle that I want to highlight that shed light on him giving credit to Kendrick through the beef, even though he's still Team Drake. So let's get into it and we'll have a little commentary in between and then afterwards. Let's go.
Is it different when we look at hip hop as being competitive if there's a lawsuit there? From a beef though, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's
because you beef with Fat Joe, Ja Rule, Buster. Have you ever got a lawsuit?
No.
Okay.
Not. You always get other stuff like behind the scenes stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but they're not public lawsuits and things like that. Like,
now we all speculated.
Yeah, 50 would know whether you get public lawsuits or not because 50 Cent he probably been involved in more beef than Drake probably. Yeah, I mean, with rappers actually. So I would say that him and Eminem, they very controversial figures when it comes to hip hop and music. So he would know that in the background. Do I believe that 50 is surprised that this happened with Drake? I think 50's not surprised as well as Wiz Khalifa is not surprised. I think 50's more not surprised to me than Wiz. I think Wiz, I don't know. I just didn't like Wiz's response.
That Drake's lawsuit with UMG and Spotify for the Not Like Us song was all about him trying to get Kendrick not to perform that song for the Super Bowl to blow it up even more.
What did you feel about the lawsuit when you heard the lawsuit being announced?
I thought it was to combat.
Wife or girlfriend will thank
The Super Bowl?
Yeah, because that would reignite it big or make it, the song would make it exciting, make it go up again.
And months down the line, too.
Yeah, but the suit itself, I don't think you think about it, but when the lawsuit comes out, it ignites the record. It goes up.
Right.
I didn't realize that his album was coming.
Right.
Kendrick's album was coming right when that lawsuit fell, and it was like,
yeah, there we go.
it spiked up anyway. So,
and we speculate.
Yeah, so his album is certified gold now. I believe that album is going to go platinum probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's going to be platinum, but it's certified gold now. I believe Kendrick Lamar is the highest selling artist this year, I believe. So far, I believe it's the highest selling artist this year. Well, at least hip hop artists. I don't know about other genres, but hip hop, he's the highest selling. Do I believe Not Like Us will go back up? Absolutely, I believe that the more Drake does, the more it ignites that song, and it ignites Kendrick actually. Kendrick has put Drake in such a position that every time Drake talks about him, Kendrick goes up even more. Because people gotta understand, the thing about Kendrick is when Drake talks about him, if there's nobody that knew Kendrick, then people will go start to research him and then they realize that he's better than Drake. That's the crazy dynamic behind this whole thing.
That was the reason, and 50 seems to agree and has confirmed that's probably his strategy. He has talked to Drake multiple times before, after, and during the beef, so he probably know better than most. Now, 50 also feels that whatever Drake said UMG did, they did that shit.
What he's saying, the system's done, they done it. They're guilty of what he said they did. Like where I'm at Interscope, they are G Unit and G Unit at the same time.
Right, gotcha. Wow.
On the same system, big. The same person delivering the record telling you to play 50 Cent is delivering the record saying play game.
Wow.
And it's just business. They're looking at it like it's business.
I don't understand why people are so surprised by that, though. If you're both working for a company and everybody always saying that hip hop is a sport, hip hop is competition, hip hop is a blood sport, you have to be the best, why do people feel as though that the record label will not be involved in promoting both of y'all? Oscar De La Hoya has fighters from both sides. Don King had fighters from both sides. He promoted both of his fighters to fight each other. He made the money. There's no difference from boxing or any other sport that where people promote you. I promote this person, I promote that person. We have became a nation, a society of people picking sides. And y'all feel so uncomfortable when someone, like they say they're Team Xbox or Team PlayStation, but they have the same games on there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I got Xbox with Resident Evil. I got PlayStation with Resident Evil. Then y'all start to nitpick. Oh, guess what? Da-da-da-da. This is that. This and that. The thing is, both of these guys are under UMG. UMG sees that these guys are cash cows. They're making the money. UMG is going to promote both of them. So 50's right.
This is selling the record, but everything that they said that he did, that they did for Kendrick, is something they did for him.
What did you say to Drake, if you don't mind my asking? Because you guys were somewhere, and it looked like y'all were having a conversation.
Yeah. I said, they said you lost to Pusha T. So what did you lose? And he said nothing. I said, so I don't understand.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like whenever.
I mean, bro, Drake said he lost. It's not that they said he lost. Drake said he lost. But Drake, the reason why I think 50 told him that, because Drake probably told 50 Cent that in so many words that he was depressed. What 50 just said confirms to me that he had a pep talk with Drake and basically told Drake, listen, man, you ain't lose nothing, bro. You lost the Pusha T a rap battle, but what's a rap battle? You still got more money than him. You still got more hits. You still this and that. I think Drake took that Pusha T battle hard. And I think that with Kendrick, it's more of he believes he's better than Kendrick and he can't believe that Kendrick is actually winning. You know what I'm saying? With Pusha T, I think that Pusha T got him so good that he had no choice but to say that he lost the battle. See, with Drake, with Kendrick, Drake could try to get around it by saying, "Oh well, they helped him win." With Pusha T, they helped him win because he said something that was it. You are hiding the child, and there was nothing Drake could say about that. So he lost that completely. Now I actually think he lost worse to Kendrick. If you ask me, I believe he lost worse to Kendrick. But I think that Pusha T was the one that really put a dagger in him, and I think that's why he went to 50, and 50 probably was giving him a pep talk like, bro, you ain't lose nothing. You ain't. What did you lose? You lost a battle, so what? You still got your son. You still got all this. You still got all that. And Drake's like, yeah, you right. You right. Yeah.
You say that you lost something. You said, what exactly did you lose? If you take a step back, there's nothing lost. There's nobody who's just a Drake fan that won't go out to see his show right now.
Man, we say that all the time. We say that all the time.
Yeah, so it's just to be active. You get out there, do your thing.
At least he has admitted that.
I mean, that's up in the air though. Cause I'll be honest with y'all, his music just ain't hitting like that no more. And on top of that, I know people will go still see him, but y'all making it seem like people are going to rush out to see him. I don't believe that no more. I think that Drake has took a total hit to his career. And I think that him not really performing and doing anything, he's going to go to other countries and do it. But him doing something here, it might not hit the same. I'm going to tell y'all right now, if Drake was to if he was to do some shows here, it might not hit the same. It really might not. Now, he could go to other countries, like he said he going to, was it Barcelona or something like that? Yeah, it might hit different out there because they not really in tune to here. So, it is what it is. I just don't think that him doing a show here now is really going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? I think after this beef, a lot of people realize that Drake isn't as good as they thought he was. Or a lot of people just realize he ain't good.
Drake has benefited from the same tricks that he's accusing Kendrick of getting during the battle. So at least we know that those tricks has benefited him, which we already kind of speculated. He is now confirmed what we're already saying. But Drake doesn't seem to want to acknowledge that part. Now we know 50 is the king of beef. Ja Rule, Fat Joe, a number of different people in the industry. He doesn't shy away from the smoke. He don't care who it is, so he knows a thing or two about beef. But even him, even 50, never put a lawsuit on anyone because of a beef and never received a lawsuit from a beef.
Because that's just something that hip hop doesn't do. Hip hop whole culture is based on staying away from the law and court systems. Most of the hip hop culture is based on that. And for Drake to actually go to the court system just goes to show you that he really doesn't care about hip hop. He actually said that on the stream. He said hip hop is weird right now. So I'm thinking that the reason why a lot of people that don't really talk about that part is because they don't really want to put Drake in that light, because a lot of people know that Drake just ain't that guy anymore. And they don't want to admit it. But Drake has definitely benefited from these companies doing stuff for him. And now that it seems like it's not working for him as much, because let's be honest here, they pushed Family Matters just as much as they pushed Not Like Us and all the other Kendrick songs. It's just that Kendrick made better music. They pushed Push Ups and they pushed Taylor Made. Even though it was fake, they still pushed that. And that was it. Drake was the one that gave up. He dropped the Hard Part 6 and he gave up at the end. He waved the flag. He could have literally kept going. He could have just kept rapping. But I think what happened was he got some people around him and they probably said to him, you got to out-rap him because he's going to out-rap you. And he didn't know that Kendrick was going to hit him with Not Like Us. And he's lucky he didn't keep going, because he would have got smoked even worse. Because if he would have did turn TV off, he would have did Squabble Up and Hey Now. Oh my God, Drake would have got smoked even worse. Because then it would have been a battle of who makes the better slap songs. And I'll be honest with y'all, Drake hasn't really made no slap songs since then. Like everything he has done for the past 5 years has either been a copy of somebody else or something that he got from an old sample or something. It's crazy.
They didn't do everything to protect Drake. Because they assume Kendrick and this will be just like anything else that happens. Do you understand? Like they did everything he's saying they did in that lawsuit. They did it.
So you feel like it's valid on that point? Like, yeah, they did that.
I understand why you would do that if you was talking to a lawyer, but like in hip hop,
right?
There's nothing to sue for. There's nothing that I didn't sue for that.
Is anything off boundaries when it comes to beef?
No.
Nothing's out of bounds?
Nah.
What about going to their home city and putting on a full concert? Like Kendrick's going to Toronto for 2 nights.
And it's probably going to be lit.
Like
the shows are going to probably be fucking lit. Like, what do you think is going to happen there? Like, the energy is, you got people that like both of them. They're not going to they're not going to switch and just say, I don't like both. These are the top artists in our culture right now. Like, the new, it's prime time.
Hypothetically, would it be illegal for me as a Canadian to see Kendrick Lamar in Toronto at the Rogers Centre?
That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm going to let her speak too. That's a fact. It's going to be lit. And I'll be honest with you. Drake should just let it happen. He should have let it happen, because if he would have let it happen, if Drake would have kind of like let it all go and didn't really bicker and bitter and bitch about it, 9 times out of 10, if he would have just kept battling, he could have made it competitive enough to where when he went to LA, it wouldn't have been as big of a deal. If he made it competitive enough to where it wasn't personal. See, I think Drake misstep was when he made it personal. If he never made it personal, we'd have never got Not Like Us. Would have never got. Maybe we would have, but it wouldn't have been so crazy. It probably would have been a little bit nicer. It like TV Off is still fire, and it's not really taking shots at Drake like that, like Not Like Us is. So I'm thinking that maybe if Drake would have kept it friendly, it would have been historic either way, but they could have kept it going, and then either one of them could have went to either city. And I think that that's what happened. If I was Drake, if I was one of Drake's guys standing next to him, I would have told him, like, look, I'm gonna tell you exactly what you should do, bro. Forget what they're saying, because what they're saying is gonna get you destroyed. What you should do is just keep on making music with him. That's it. Just make the best music possible with him. Don't do no personals. This way, you can make it debatable. If someone says you won, they could say they won. You won. Kendrick is always going to have the victory over Drake. Number one, the songs were better, and number two, he had better subject matter in the songs. See, Kendrick would have beat him either way, if you ask me, because he's just more creative than Drake. But if Drake would have just made it friendly, he could have made it debatable between them, and people would have debated. They would have said, oh no, I like Drake's song better. But you can't really debate, because if you line it up, all 4 Kendrick songs are classic, and all 4 of those songs are better than everything Drake has done. One of those songs are better than everything. You could pick out either one of those songs, and I can make an argument that it's better than everything Drake did, the 4 songs he put out. That's it. And you got to really count 3, because he did do 5, but you got to count 3. I mean, only 3, because the one he had to take down. But we going to still count that as 1, because it happened. So let's keep it going.
Just like hypothetically. Oh, shoot.
Now, the king of beef himself is saying when there's a battle, when there's a beef, when we are in the middle of the smoke, nothing is off limits. Like he did with Ja Rule, he bought the first few rows or whatever in order to watch him panic on the stage. Stuff like that he's used to. So the fact that Kendrick is doing 2 Toronto dates is all fair game.
Do you ever get, like, not scared or something like that, but do you ever feel like man, like I'm doing so well? Do you ever feel like the high horse you could be knocked off the high horse?
You have to know when to pivot.
Right.
Like J. Cole?
Right, so that's it right there. All right, make sure y'all go follow Marcus at Work Media. You know what it is. Yeah, man. So my thing is with Drake, and I have to constantly remind people of this. What's this camera doing, man? Come on. Focusing on my face, man. What y'all doing? I need to change the settings on this camera, because it keeps on out of focus. I need to just have it just focus. Anyway, the thing is about Drake that I think people got to understand is creatively he has lost his way. He don't really have anything creative. To me, there's no more creativity coming from him. Everything he does is either a flow pattern that he's doing and people like the flow pattern, but he's not really saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Some he do have some bars here and there, but he's not really saying anything. And I think that right now, when it comes to them being promoted at the same time, he's upset that Not Like Us success has surpassed whatever he did. Because the argument would be, what is more, the slap would be for Drake would be push-ups, right? That would be his slap. And then Not Like Us would be Kendrick's slap. If they push both of them at the same time, obviously Not Like Us has surpassed push-ups. But that's what Drake's slaps was push-ups. And he thought that was going to be it. And then when he dropped Family Matters, I believe Family Matters is the best song out of all Drake's. But it's not even close to Kendrick's, anything Kendrick pull out. To me, it's not even close. And that's why I think that Drake knows this, because he put us all into Family Matters. I thought that when he was saying, don't let me bring the demon out, when he brought out Family Matters, I thought he thought that was the kill shot, and it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. Now, to be honest with you, what Drake should have did, what he should have did was he should have broke Family Matters up. He should have broke Family Matters up. He should have just did a shorter song, did the first one, and then the next day he dropped the second part. And then the next day he dropped the third part. It would have made it closer to some people. To me, he still would have lost either way, but I'm just trying to figure out ways where he could have made it closer. And that's just my opinion. I think he would have still lost either way. Him putting them 3 songs together, I think it kind of hurt the song, even though it was good. It kind of hurt it because he tried to do what Kendrick did in Euphoria, but the reason why Euphoria worked so well, because Kendrick, the energy in Euphoria felt like Euphoria. It didn't feel like 3 different songs, even though he did 3 different type of beats. But what Drake did was he did one song and then he pieced it together, did another song, then he pieced it together, did another song. And it was just like 3 songs in one, but it wasn't. It was still one song, because I know people are going to say, well, that means he had more songs. It was still one song because he promoted it as one song. But for me, I think he should have broke it up. All right, man. Y'all have yourself a good afternoon. Look at the camera. So, you know what I mean? Focus, camera, focus. Thank you. God. Just doesn't want to focus on the kid. All right, I'll see y'all, man.